First thing I want to tell you is that Dove chocolate tastes way better than their soap. It's good advice for you. Okay, so what we're doing on this job is we are going to take out this shower, and then we're going to square this off and put in a shower door and bring the walls up. Good morning. Welcome to yet another episode of John Works Too Much. So David Canuli has come up with his own fragrance. And welcome to yet another episode of John Works Too Much. So David Canuli has released his own fragrance. And welcome to yet another episode of John Works Too Much. I'm laughing right now because David Canuli has released his own fragrance, and I do not recommend it. It does not smell good at all. Okay, so also I want to tell you for the record that Dove chocolate tastes way better than their soap. Okay, so what we're going to do here today is we're going to take this shower out, all this tile, the pan, the faucet, everything. David's got the ghost. And then we're going to raise these walls up and then put a shower right over here. We're also going to put in 2 new water heaters up in the attic, do a bunch of stuff in the garage, put a bunch of lights and fans and stuff in, add some outlets or whatever. Anything else we want to talk about, Canuli?
No, I mean, I think this is going to be a good job.
Yeah, besides your fragrance.
I have yet to do this type of shower. It's a lot of tile.
It's a lot of time, we'll get it. It's going to be amazing.
Are we going to just basically keep everything the same in here?
No, it's going to all change.
That's going to change?
All of it's going to change.
Okay.
We're going to come out to here, we're going to put this outlet or the switch on the other side of the wall. All kinds
Okay.
of stuff. It's going to be pretty much amazing.
Sweet.
So yeah, that's that. Hey, so we're up in the attic, me and Canuli. Hi, say hi, Canuli. Good. We got to take out these water heaters, and they were like, what's the least convenient place they could put a water heater? And they found it. So we got to take all this out and then go over there and then around the corner and then over there and then through that and then down and out through the attic staircase and then down a flight of stairs and then outside. And then we get another water heater and bring it back up, and then another water heater and bring that back up. And so that should be fun. But I'll show you guys how this works. So water heaters have a cold end. So this is a shutoff valve that you shut the water off. We got it shut off at the street too, but this is the shutoff valve. And then we come in to this inlet where the blue is, and that's where the cold water comes in. And then this is where the hot water comes out right here. So it comes, as you can see, it comes in this side and then heats it down here. There's a heating element and stuff. It's gas. Sorry, so not a heating element. And then comes back out hot. In this case, it comes out hot and it comes over in to the cold on this one and then heats that up so it's like a double boiler, and then it comes out hot here and then it goes out and then goes to the rest of the house. So that is how your water line goes. But then this right here is called a TMP valve, which is a temperature and pressure valve. And so if your water heater gets too hot or too much pressure or whatever and it would explode, then this pop valve pops up, and when it does, then it bleeds off and it goes to this drain line right here, which takes it outside. Same thing on this one, it has a TMP. I've already disconnected it. And then it takes it outside. So,
and we have no gas coming out right now.
And there's no gas because we shut the gas off. So
Gas is shut off.
Yeah. So then here's a shut-off valve for the gas right here. And then I took the gas line off, but it came out and around and right into here for the gas line, but it's shut off because if it's running parallel with the line, then it's on, and if it's perpendicular with the line, then it's off because it's a ball valve. Anyway, same thing here. This would come off and then over into this one, and that's your gas, but it's shut off right now. So at the bottom of these, there's a like a hose bib right here. See it? And so what we're doing is we're hooking a hose up to that so we can drain the water out, because this thing is 165 pounds empty, but 50 gallons of water is like another 400 pounds. So then that makes it very heavy. So anyway, we're gonna try to do this and see what happens. What do you think, Canuli?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, all right, bye. So I'm trying to drain these water heaters. Canuli's down in the sink downstairs. And this one drained pretty good. But then I came over, and you can see this one's been leaking for a while. You can see it's all rusted out on the bottom and stuff. But then this one, I went to drain it, and we had it open for a long time, and nothing was coming out. And so I took wherever it is, that piece off, and it still wasn't moving. So I jammed a screwdriver up in there, and it still wasn't moving. So where my thumb is, I jammed a screwdriver in there, and all of a sudden, whatever it was popped loose. And so now I have to put my finger over this, because otherwise it's gonna spray water all over the place like that. but I can feel it, and it's hot water, so hopefully I don't die of scalds on the end of my finger. Fortunately, I got calluses on the end of my calluses, so that part's good. But yeah, hopefully this will be done soon. I'll show you the rest of it.
This is it's 96 degrees in the shade, and it's
But with this breeze, it feels like 95.
300 degrees in the attic.
But with the breeze, it feels like it's only 280.
Yeah, we just lifted 265-pound water heaters.
But it was real easy, right? Straight shot.
Through an attic.
Let's just take a walk. So they were here. This is where the water heaters were. Oh, there's the pans they were sitting on. And then we just got, all we got to do is come under this thing. There's tons of room there. And then through these things, and then down around this corner. Oh yeah, that's not bad at all. And then we just, here, let's just take a look back. Now see how easy that is? Almost nothing in the way, except for all those boards. And then just,
and then we
right down there, and then down the attic
see
stairs.
that attic door? We actually lowered it and took two of them down that way. Now we've got to bring two of them up.
So we got the hard part done then.
So this house was built in what year?
The year of our Lord, 1807.
It wasn't built that far away. 1980, 1970.
Probably the 70s. It's got rock wool insulation. This is the
Okay,
itchiest
so
stuff ever.
1970. So those water heaters have probably been,
Oh, this water heater said 2004.
yeah, they've been replaced, but whoever put them up here initially is a knucklehead.
And we're not their biggest fans.
But we're putting them back. We're replacing them where they
So
initially did.
15
So we're
years
going to be
from-
the knuckleheads now.
So yeah, 15 years from now, somebody's gonna be like, what idiot did this? It's us. We're the idiots. All right, we gotta get this done.
Because John's scared to move the gas line,
Yeah, well,
even though he's the master at gas.
you're the one that keeps farting in my videos.
True statement.
Hey, Kanui, what are you doing?
F.
What are you doing?
That's F. F.
So you're pretty good at this?
Yeah, I can tell what note just after I hear it. I hear it for a couple of seconds. That's A.
Okay. F and then an A. What else we got?
That's G. What?
So you just spelled fag.
Oh, wow.
You're over there blowing fag in those pipes. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so we got the water heaters in. There they are. They're all hooked up. We got the gas on and stuff. Oh, hey there. Yeah, so they had us put up this big giant skeleton, and I guess they need to put some batteries up its butt or something, but we don't have any batteries to put up its butt. So it did bite me right on the finger. It's kind of a mean skeleton, no bones about it. So I asked him, like, hey man, why don't you cross the street? But he couldn't, because he didn't have the guts. So, Kanui had to leave early because he had to, there was a discount on tampons, and he's like, I gotta buy those right now. Because you know how he is, sometimes a little girl. I love you, Kanui. So, Trevor, I've got a quick question for you.
Okay.
Why did the old lady fall into the well?
Because she couldn't see that well.
I guess she just didn't see that well. Yeah, good point. So today we have just been mostly goofing off all day long, making silly videos and things. We did get the water heaters up and they're all working. We ran a bunch of power everywhere. I mean, my electrician did, because we're out in county, so we do whatever we want. But then we also made this the shower. So come on over, I'll show you. If you remember, it was right here and then shallow, and it had this gold-looking glass around it. But then we made it wider, and then we built this bench over here. So this bench is plenty of room for 2 let's just leave it at 2 people to get on the bench. This is a killer shower. I can't wait for you guys to see this because I've never installed anything this fancy. I'm more lowbrow, like poor people kind of stuff, but this thing is gonna be like magical. So I'm missing a part, but this right here will have a shower arm that comes out. You can hose yourself off from wherever or wash the bottom of your feet and stuff. And then up here is gonna be this huge rain shower head too. So we are pretty excited about that. So we got all that ready. We just got to get a pan and some other things. We're going to do that tomorrow because there's rules in this county that we can't work past 6 o'clock because their homeowners association won't let us, which is, I've never run into that before. So what do we want to talk about, Trevor?
I don't know.
Perfect. We are going to talk about traps. So do you think that when a roach sees a roach motel, maybe they see their advertisement on whatever internet they've got, right? And they're like, oh, a roach motel, I wonder if I should stay here. And it's only got 1 star. Do you think they're like, maybe I shouldn't go in there, but it smells so good, and like, oh, I just want to go in there, and then they're like, darn it, I fell for the trap. Or like, you know, a mouse is like, cheese or peanut butter right here, like in a very conspicuous place. Like, what are the odds? It seems too good to be dead, right? Or like the moths going into the flame. You think they're all like, hey, there's my brother Charlie, and there's my mom, and there's my friend Bob, but I'm too smart for all that, right? Like, do you think that happens? Because traps, I feel like these creatures don't realize that there's people like us that do not like them, and we think they're pests, and so we're bigger than them and smarter than them, and we dedicate lots and lots of time and money to creating these traps that tempt them with what they want, but it is too good to be true, and then we kill them, right? Because we got longer lifespans, and you know, we got plenty of time to sit around and think about it. So the question is, are there traps like that for us that we fall into that maybe we're oblivious to, that we're looking going, yeah, there's Bob and Charlie and my mom and my brother and whatever, but I'm too smart for that and I can handle it, but it just looks so good, I just can't keep my hands off. So maybe in your life you got some of that stuff. Personally, I think that drugs and alcohol are a plague on humanity. I believe that it is concocted in such a way that we're like, ooh, I like that, and 1 is too many and 1,000 is never enough. It doesn't matter what you do, you will never get that first high again, and you will be chasing after that for the rest of your life. But it will slowly kill you. It just traps you in there, and then you cannot get away, and it puts its teeth into you deeper and deeper. But there are lots of other traps, and so maybe today, if you find yourself in a trap, number A, avoid it, and letter 2, you know, try to get out of there. Ask for help if you need to. We'll help you out, right, Trevor?
Yep.
Yep, Trevor will help you for sure. I'll give you his number. It's what is it?
911.
I've never known the number for 911, but thank you for sharing that with me. All right, so we'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you. So, you're wondering what we're doing today. Well, let me tell you. So we got this shower all framed up, and then we got the pan in, and then we built a bench, and then we got green rock up, and we're about to pour the pan. So it occurred to me that probably a lot of people don't know how this whole thing works. So I will show you. So what you do, this attaches, there's a piece that attaches to the PVC, and we have to put that on with PVC glue and purple primer. And there's another piece that comes around out here, and then we bolt this on, and we twist it in place and bolt that on, and then we still need silicone on this. And
So
then,
on PVC, you say purple primer. What does PVC purple primer? You put that on the PVC. What does it do?
it's a solvent weld, so that means that it, like, once you put purple primer on there, and it cleans everything, and then it makes it, it primes it for the glue, and once you put the glue on, you put the glue on the inside and on the outside of the other one, and slide it in and hold it for a couple seconds, and that thing locks together, and it's a solvent weld, so it like makes it all one, like that nothing leaks. And it's not just a butt weld, so a butt weld would mean that you just got around the edge, and then if that cracked anywhere, you'd have a problem, but it has a solvent weld all the way through the whole thing, and so nothing, even if it has a small crack, it won't penetrate the whole thing. So. I know, I said butt, crack, and penetrate. All right, so anyway, once you get this drain piece in, then this liner, this is pretty thick plastic, rubber, whatever, and it comes backing up and over all this stuff. It comes back over here and back up to about here, all the way around, and we just fold it and stuff. And then we pour a pan, right? So we're gonna pour mortar in here, and so what we gotta do, for water to drain, you have to have a 1/4 inch drop per foot, which means that in our farthest point away from here, we got about 2 feet, so we got to have a 1/2 inch drop. So we took a level and went straight across and then raised up 1/2 inch. And so then we drew this line all the way around. You can see where this line is, all the way around. And that's where we're gonna get our mortar too. So we're gonna take our mortar from this line towards the drain. And that way you don't have like a puddle of water sitting somewhere.
You can see this angles down as he's saying, so it will pour out.
So it comes down towards this, right? So
Correct.
that's what's gonna happen. It'll come down in all directions towards this drain. And then that's how you get your pan. And so then we'll let that dry tonight. Tomorrow we'll lay tile all over this. We got a bunch of other stuff to do today. And then the next day we'll grab everything. So that is how that works. So yesterday, I just want to tell you what it's like working here with David Canoe. Yesterday, I'm working on whatever I'm working on, and he's sitting here, and he
Are you gonna go?
looks. Yeah, I'm totally together. He looks me dead in the eye because I think it's hilarious. Looks me dead in the eye, doesn't break contact, farts loud and long, and without smiling, just says, "Now that's what a fart's supposed to sound like," and then starts lecturing me about how farts should sound, just straight-faced, and then goes home and he decides, "I'm gonna make a recipe for the worst fart so I can stink you out." That's what he tells me. Like refried beans, cabbage, I don't even know what else.
Broccoli,
Cauliflower, hard-boiled eggs, like whatever it is, he's cooking this up. He's looking it up on Google while we're working. Like, what could I eat tonight that will make you just hate my guts? And I'm like, I love you too.
Oh, well, you say that, but there's a reason behind that. You say it
what's
like
it?
you're this innocent bystander. You're not.
Oh, anyway, it's probably time to hit stop now. Canoe had to leave because he's got kids and responsibilities. Not like me. Nobody loves me, so I stayed late and worked. Anyway, so we stayed in bed a little bit, but we didn't have any joint tape. And then we got, can you see it? We got the mortar and the pan. So that's good. And we did a bunch of other stuff today, mostly. Oh, you can see this. Let's see, we put in those lights and the mirrors, and we put in light, mirror, and faucet over there, and a bunch of fans and lights and outlets and things. Anyway, so I guess what I want to talk about is I've got a lot of friends. So COVID, I know about probably 80 or 90 people, maybe more, that have had COVID, and every one of them's just kind of been like, oh, like a cold, you know, not that big of a deal. In fact, somebody today said it's like a sissy cold, like this is what they shut the world down for them. But what it is doing is I've heard many people that have completely lost their careers over this, and lots of people that are in deep depression because of this and have lost families and relationships and all kind of things. And I think that's the real tragedy. But I'm here for uplifting news. So sometimes something bad happens and you think, this is horrible, this is just my luck, whatever. But it turns out that if that bad thing hadn't happened, then the next good thing wouldn't have happened. And so you have to be made uncomfortable. And I was thinking about several examples. One of them, there's this guy that was a janitor at a school. This was in the 1800s. And the school person in charge found out that this guy couldn't read, and he said, "We're a school, we can't keep you here working because you can't read." And so they fired him, and he was bummed, and he walked home, and he gets home to his wife, and he says, "I got fired today, and I think I'm gonna open up a tobacco store because the whole way home I wanted tobacco and there's no place to buy it." And so he ended up opening a tobacco store, not that I condone that, but he opened many chains. This was in London, many chains. And years later, his banker was talking to him and they were counting his money. And he said, "Wait a minute, you've done all this and you can't even read?" He's like, "No." And he goes, "Just imagine what you could have done if you could read." And he goes, "Yeah, I could be a janitor at a school." So sometimes things happen that seem bad, but they're good. So here's another example in my own life. When I was 20, I guess, I was studying to be a pastor, and I was roofing, and I was a youth pastor all at the same time. And it was like 92, it was probably 93 by that point. So in 92, there was a huge hailstorm in DFW, and it was like softball size hail, and every house, every roof in the Metroplex was just destroyed. Well, after a year and some change, we fixed all the roofs, and all the roofs were new, and so there were no more roofs, and so I got laid off. And I got laid off. They said, look, there's just no more roofs to do. I mean, you're doing a good job, but there's no more roofs. We've done them all. And so I was like, I don't know where in the world I'm going to make $8.50 an hour and be able to have long hair and work around my youth pastor schedule. And so I prayed about it. And I'd been doing concerts back then because I've been a musician for 35 years now. And also because I was a youth pastor, we put on concerts as well. And I loaned my jacket out to somebody, and I was very poor, and they were more middle class. And so they're like, a jacket, who cares? Just pick one from your closet. I'm like, that's my jacket. That's my only jacket. Like, I'm poor, and I got that because somebody gave it to me. So I tracked it down, and I got my jacket. And later on that day, it was the same day I got laid off, and I prayed about it. I showed up at this guy's house, and I'd met him before, and I said, you don't need a new roof, do you? Because I just got laid off today. And he says, no, but I do need tile laid. And I'm like, well, I've never done that. I'm not going to lie to you. And he said, that's okay. Like, there's a free class at Home Depot. Take the class. You seem like a smart guy. If you think you can do it, I'll give you $10 an hour, and I'll buy all the tools and all the materials. I was like, as long as you know I've never laid tile before. And he goes, maybe this will turn into a business for you. And I'm like, maybe after this I'll get a real job. And so I did the job, and he loved it. And he said, before you get a real job, would you mind talking to my neighbor? They need their house painted. And I'm like, I'll go talk to him. And I looked at it, I was like, yeah, I'll do the same deal. And so he goes, maybe this will turn into a business for you. And I'm like, maybe after this I'll get a real job. And then they said, hey, my neighbor over here needs some siding. Would you look at it? And I'm like, I'll look at it. And I looked at it. I was like, yeah, I can do that. And he goes, maybe this will turn into a business for you. And I'm like, maybe after this I'll get a real job. This went on for years. I had 8 people working for me before I realized that this was my real job, and that now I was a business owner and I didn't need to look for a job anymore. And that has been 27 years ago now. So maybe there's some good thing that's happening in all this. And maybe you don't look at like, hey, my career is gone or my opportunity is gone, whatever in the world it is, that the tragedy that's happened. And trust me, I know there's lots of tragedy, and I feel for you guys, really, I do. But maybe look for that other opportunity, and maybe God's trying to put you in a direction, in a place that you wouldn't have gone otherwise. So look for that opportunity. If there's anything I can do to help you guys, I want to. I love to see people succeed. I love to see people happy, and I love to see them just take that weight off of them and just be able to provide for their families, to have peace with God. I love that. I love seeing that in people. That warms my heart. That makes my life worth living. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. Love you. See you soon. Bye. As you can clearly tell from my slide, we did some tile today. So it looks way more better than it did yesterday, or even the day before. We have been doing many other things, and that's why it looks like less progress, but what a cool shower, huh? I mean, check it out. Canoe's got a phone call, hold on. So this is pretty rock and roll. That's got this big rain head shower, and then this spray nozzle thing. We put the bench in, subway tile. We're going to grout all this tomorrow, and then we'll put it in a shower.
It's not clean yet.
No, it's clearly not clean, but and then we got some taping down on the outside here, so this is going to be very pretty. So here's my question for you, canoeing, and you're a pretty smart guy, right? I mean, we can all agree on that.
Yeah,
Okay, that's fair. Let's imagine, we'll put our thinking caps on. You got yours on?
I do.
Okay, good. Let's imagine that all of a sudden, everybody in the world would live forever. Okay? Hear me out. But you still have to feel pain, and it's all the same people that are alive right now. And the exact same world, just all of a sudden, like, immortality was a thing. So, you're like, I'm going to live forever here with these people. Would you treat people differently? Would you treat the world differently? Because you still have to suffer. Like, you could still get cancer, you could still get COVID, whatever. Apparently, they're pretty popular. Would you treat anybody differently, or would you be like, we're cool. I just want to treat everybody like they're, not that you do this, but people treat everybody like they're disposable. And would that change your attitude? If you're like, man, I'm stuck with these people forever. Like, I might want to be nice. I might want to learn some more stuff, and I might want to be better to our planet. I might want to, I don't know, learn some more stuff and not be such a slacker. Not you, other people.
Well, you're asking me, but
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't think
I'm
I
not
can answer that honestly, because I would have to really feel that, the depth and weight of all that,
Yeah.
before I could actually really know what I would do.
It's a hard question.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're like, what would I do? Because you would hope that people would want to love each other and get along and be nice to each other, and like, let's heal the planet and let's make this a great place to live, and let's make the very best of this and eradicate diseases and just like knock out hunger and really make the world a better place. But I'm afraid that we would all just fight a lot and try to hurt each other, but not kill each other because you couldn't. And then, I don't know, I guess they'd imprison each other or whatever. But it's kind of an interesting question, right? Mm-hmm. Oh. Maybe we should ponder that. We'll come back with answers at some other point, or you guys can answer. And you can ask literally anything you want, we'll answer it later on. All right, so we're kind of tired, and we're gonna call it a day. We did some other stuff in the house too, but this was our main focus today. And we got it done, so we're happy. We'll see you guys in the morning. Love you. Oh, hey there. So, as you can tell, we got this grouted, which is great, and it's beautiful. We got the pebble stone in, and that's nice. This shower door is not completely in, but it is kind of in. This piece needs to be silicone on the bottom. Let me show you how this thing works. Pretty neat. There you go. Then you pick it right up, and amazing. So, you guys probably don't know it because I'm a pretty good faker, or as I like to call it, an actor. But I had a pretty rough week last week. And I was pretty grumpy, and Kanui was all like, why are you so grumpy? And I'll tell you the reason why. I didn't tell him, but all week in my head, like we were doing all this stuff, but in my head, I was just like, I'm trying to figure out how to make a two-sided triangle. And it was just frustrating, and I felt like it was a fool's errand, like it was impossible to do. And so, I finally gave up on that. Kanui's like, you're the dumbest person I know. And that's saying something because I know some dumb people. So I finally got a day off yesterday, and I needed that. And my wonderful friend Justin Jones helped put drums on this song, and so I shot a music video, and I want to tell you guys about the music video. So it's called I Will Run With Horses, and I will have it done soon. The story behind this, by the way, Kanui's writing some new stuff too in the studio, and he showed me some of it, and it's pretty cool. And so definitely once Evermore comes out with their new stuff, check that out. But so my song, I'll Run With Horses, this is what happened. At the time, this was in 2001, at the time, I found out that my wife was cheating on me, and then she left me. I met my dad for the first time in my life. I was 27. I went $675,000 in debt to open up Dream World. The cops were raiding my building. I had somebody that was calling the cops on me 306 times a month for 4 straight years. Somebody got in a car wreck that was working in my concession stand, like right in front of me, and almost died. She was in a coma for 3 months. And so, and all this was happening at once. September 11th happened, 9/11 happened, so the Twin Towers fell, the economy just fell out of everything. It was a bad time in my life. And so I get home, and my house is cleaned out, and my bank account's cleaned out, and my wife's in a hurry to leave, and my kids are screaming and crying for me, and I'm crying for them. And she's in such a hurry that she runs over my foot when she's leaving. And so I walk inside to an empty house, and my family's gone, and really my life was just garbage at the time. And so I was like, I got a show tonight, I gotta play. And I was taking a shower. It just all hit me at once. I broke down, I was crying, and I was like, God, look, I'm not gonna kill myself, but if you could arrange to have me taken out, I would sure appreciate it, because I don't think I've got anything left to give. I'm spent. And then he reminded me of the scripture that I've read pretty recently that said, if you are worn out, tired, and weak when you race against mere men, then how will you ever run with horses? And if you stumble and fall when you're safe at home, where it's easy, then how will you ever go out and fight battles? How will you ever do anything amazing? And so I lifted my head up, and I said, okay then, as far as I'm concerned, everything from here on is borrowed time, and I was ready to go anyway, so whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. And I will run with horses, and I'll walk the extra mile, and I'll turn the other cheek, and I'll love my enemies, and I'll do all the things that you asked me to do. And then I wrote the song. And so I look forward to sharing it with you guys because it's a good song. I love it a lot. And then Justin did a great job on drums and producing it. So see you guys soon. So we're wrapping this job up. There's a lot of stuff we did on this job. It's kind of a bunch of odds and ends and things. But we installed this truly remarkable invention. And by that, what I mean is it's this paper that you mark on, and then you can clean it off, and then you can mark on it again. It's remarkable. So I'm here alone, but this was kind of the main focus of this job, as far as you guys know, is this wall. And so as you can tell, let's see, right here and here is where the old one was, and then it came at an angle across and over, and we filled all this in, and so we sheetrocked that and tape embedded it and textured it. And then we put in this cool shower door, which is pretty neat. And we've got this cool pedal stone in here. It just looks much bigger and much better. There's a bench and this cool rain shower head thing, and then this spray nozzle thing, and then all of this subway tile. And it's all still wet and shiny, but pretty neat. All right, so the other thing, we're wrapping this job up, but I realized I didn't show you a lot of the things that we were doing because, I don't know, I've been busy and distracted. So we put in all these outlets. See the outlet there and there and there, and kind of all the way around. It was like 8 sets of double outlets. And we put all these lights up. There's 12 lights up on the ceiling, and then we put in that mini split air conditioner thing. We put in that sink right there, and then we put OSB all the way around, and then we painted that as well. And yeah, so, oh, and then that rack right there, we put that thing up too. Not easy. And there's some other stuff that we did too. But I guess we're gonna start another job tomorrow. Me and Kenny are gonna work together, so I'm excited about that, and we're gonna do some cool things, but I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you soon.